Good afternoon, beautiful beings of light. Welcome to the Crone Zone Conversation with the Ancients. We have a special guest today. My friend Heather and I are bringing on Scott Allen for some little, what are we doing today? Past life regressions. Whoops, my phone. So, how's everybody in the chat room today? I hope it's a beautiful Sunday where you are, because it sure is where we are. And Juno's here. Hi, Juno.
Doing
Everybody
well.
chat.
Heather, Sharon Sipe,
Indigo Jaguar, Intuitive
all
Art.
the favorites.
All our favorites. Indigo Jaguar. I love jaguars and I love the color indigo. So I just adore your name. So today we're going to take questions for past life, and we actually already do have one question, Scott.
Cool.
When you're ready to start, and
Well, we'll tap in. You know what? I was thinking of trying something different.
okay,
Um, if someone would put in their real name and where they're living right now, like Scott, Wisconsin, something like that,
right.
and see if we can kind of maybe get current influences from the last life. But is that anything you want to talk about prior, or just go with it? Like dimensions and other stuff we're talking about, or is that for another show?
I don't care. We're open to anything, but I think it'd be fun to see where whoever has a past life, wherever they're living right now, if that has any relationship to what their past life was.
So, from my experience trying to tap into that, um, unless your family has recently immigrated from another place and moved, it generally stays, where you're at. You stay with your soul, family, and like where you've lived or whatever in the states, whatever. It's all kind of related, because your soul travels with your family, kind of, you kind of need to deal with those souls,
Right.
understand what your relationship with is with, you can swap father, daughter, or whatever, just a friend, you deal with it. So it's like,
Well,
let's
that's
say,
kind of interesting because you did a past life on me, and I had been in Texas before, but you also
yeah,
had me in England, and I actually had to go from Texas to England to meet my husband, who I've had many.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
So yeah, that past life rating will be up on YouTube soon.
that was fascinating.
That I did for Priscilla here, trying to expand my mind and the universe. But that was crazy because I was just searching where, and I got some heavy stuff in England, and then all of a sudden something popped in about Texas, and here you live there.
Yeah, he
So
did that.
I believe it's all related of where we soul travel. It's not like we're here now. Let's say you're living in the Keys, whatever, but where you were born is kind of related because your soul family
Oh, yes,
traveled.
absolutely, where you're
Yeah,
born. Because if we pick our family, our soul family, and where we're going born, and what time time we're born, all of that, it's all related to our soul
yeah.
track. So yeah,
So like you
sense.
know, and even if you do your DNA history, like through 23andMe or whatever, you can kind of see through your family's history of where you've been.
Oh, that's
That's related too because you travel with your family. Because I have a lot of senses about Ireland or England and even some in maybe Poland or whatever way back,
oh,
and
don't forget
and
Africa.
then and then I had a lot of senses since I live in the Midwest. I had in my past life regression there was one where I was from Ohio, so it's kind of Midwest, and then it was about the Civil War. I was seeing stuff I was in the Civil War, and I have a lot of military background, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, You've been a warrior a lot.
a warrior, and you stay within your soul family, within that designated area, and that's what I've been seeing and getting from what I've done. I've I did one for a lady that was, um, I had no information about her, right? And I was seeing a lot of northern Egypt or northern Africa
Right.
area, here to come, and then her family moved to Canada, emigrated to Canada when she was a child. Here to come to find out, her father was from, um, oh, what's that country in northern Africa?
Which one?
I can't remember that. Algeria. Yeah,
Right.
her father is Algerian, and when she was a child, they emigrated to Canada. And
Oh,
it's like that's where her soul came from, right? In this lifetime. So she
wow.
has no past lives in Canada because everything is North Africa. It's like, wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And
Cool.
from my experience so far, everything seems to be connected to the father's DNA more so, which is strange. You
Huh.
think it would be both, but it seems to be the father's side dominated where you would would go without your past.
Huh.
It's
That's interesting.
that's the connection I've been seeing so far. I'm in the infancy stage, of doing many of, maybe 15 to 20 past life checks I've done. So, but anyway, it's really fascinating.
I
And
found every regression or every go- check into the Akashic records absolutely fascinating, the stuff that they have come out with. And I've done it with several people now, and there's many things that come up in every single reading. So you really kind of know, like, okay, I got that. That's definitely in my past. And so I think it's fun to have it done more than once so that you can see things that, yeah, have different
yeah, I mean, different angles help too.
different angles help. Yeah,
I mean, I
perspectives.
truly loved doing the past life regression.
Well, let's do some. We already have a couple questions.
That's,
If you want to
with the hypnotist, I mean, that.
have one
Because,
in
because
Jan-
like when I tap in now, I just see kind of clips, but when in the past life regression I've done, I see a movie clip.
mhm,
I see the event happening that's important. But when I'm trying to tap into someone else, I just see
clip,
blip, a
right?
little blip. But it's all fascinating. But I got the most out of my past life regression thing in hypnosis.
Oh,
'Cause
I do too.
that
And
was
because
fascinating.
it was a neutral perspective. It wasn't like I was feeling any of it. I could just see a clip of what happened, like I was standing outside watching it. Like
Yeah,
real, real, yeah,
yeah, like a little movie. Yeah.
with no emotion, and that was
Yeah.
lovely.
So I mean, this whole journey has been very fascinating. Like channelings or tapping in other lives and seeing the development of our history.
Yes.
So after I was texting you yesterday, or whatever, and I sent you the links, and you're like, "Oh, whoa." But I did a little digging, and it's like it all makes sense of the timelines of our history. And it's not that long when you compare to the history of the world and you know galaxies and everything. When you talk about millions and billions of years or whatever, but the current evolution of Earth is very, very young.
I think that's actually just one period. I think there's been times before. I think we're in our fifth evolution period. I think we're the fifth.
That could be. But
Everything else is buried
my
under the
psyche and
ocean
energy
stuff
is only tapping in basically
for the
30,000,
last.
30 to 50,000 years ago,
Well, I know you tapped into 50,000 at least yesterday.
at least. But I mean, you can look at all the astrology or archaeological. reports and people found. And I seen this report about there was a Neanderthal man that was found, the skeleton.
Mhm.
It has more of an ape. It's a human, they said, but it has a more of an ape type structure. So they consider it Neanderthal.
Right.
Estimates are 3 million years ago, but it could go up to 5 million. It's so hard to test. But there's also skeletons found in Australia that go back at least 50,000, but could suggest 80,000.
Hmm.
So here we're talking about that energy of Lemuria or Mu when that all happened,
Hmm.
and then the Atlantis times, whatever, there's no anything found, which kind of suggests that it was wiped off the planet, kind of like leveled, that you're not going to find that anymore. And we can kind of see that. And and I
Somewhere.
think and I think that happened before the old Great Flood people always talk about. So we're talking maybe 10,000 years ago. And then what's fascinating when you start looking, so archaeological digs they found are all dating back no farther than maybe 7,500 BC.
Hmm.
Right, with Sumeria, there's something in Asia, um,
Well, how old is Göbekli Tepe?
Egyptians, the Incans, the Mayans.
Isn't
There's
Göbekli Tepe
all
long?
these little civilizations that popped up. So the Great Flood, and I was watching this video, and this guy researched and looked at like high mountains in certain areas where there's been erosion, and you can see levels of water in some of these
Not surprised.
areas, mountains. So that would, so we're talking about a mountain. So that truly suggests that this great flood did happen that raised the water levels 3 to 4 stories high, right? So this is estimated 10,000 years ago.
But couldn't that be water shifting from the change in the magnetic poles? Because that what happened. What, 52,000 years ago? 56,000 years ago. So
Like I said, I always sense that this great flood actually happened.
I
That
believe it.
that it rained for 40 days, 40 nights straight, whatever the case may be, from the astro or ast atmospheric level that just caused the disruption. Just
It's in every major religion. It's in any
so
ancient
you
text.
can look at you can look at sea levels and where everything was. So anything sea level and above, went up, and then the whole planet shifted from erosion or whatever to the way it is now. And it had to have happened approximately 8,500 to 10,000 before Christ. And then, like I said, we have all these civilizations that popped up. So the planet is redeveloping itself through
That's
our star family.
yeah.
When you have a soul or a body that pops up, it's like, what do we do? We have no knowledge. So you needed higher angels or extraterrestrials to guide these people how to have agriculture, how to have to build, and how to irrigate, and all this good stuff. And all this fabulous ancient societies are wild with pottery and tools and everything. And you just think to yourself, wow,
We've come a long way in a short time.
yeah, very short time.
True.
And I follow like some kind of archaeological thing on Twitter, and they found teeth that were wired together from losing teeth or whatever, so they could chew whatever. But it was wired like you would use a tool to wire in, and there was a drilled hole through the teeth that fell out. But this was estimated to be 2500 BC. They showed the because they found a skull and it had all these wires through its teeth to have your teeth together. But there somehow there was like mini drilled holes to wire this teeth in. It was all perfect.
They must have had some kind of
I'm like,
technology.
how?
Yeah,
I'm
how
like, how?
did they do that?
4,000, 5,000 years ago. I'm like, oh my God.
We're taught that they were using picks and axes, and I just don't think that's true all the way back. I think we
Well,
don't.
they
There's
may
so
have
much
been
more
using-
we don't know.
They may have used picks and axes, but that was after they lost all the technology from before.
From the
Starting over again.
Atlantis technology.
So
I don't
much
know.
of it was lost. So.
I don't know. Interesting.
It is very interesting, but I'm a somewhat of a history nerd. I always love history, and maybe this is part of the path.
I think that ancient history is fascinating because we're learning more and more stuff every day that blows everything out of the water that we've been told back in the 50s and 60s and the 70s.
Right?
Or ancient artifacts they find, the more we're beginning to know.
Yeah. I mean, even with
Even
cell phones.
it's drying up
You know,
in
the
town.
first cell phone to talk was what? The bag phones, like maybe 95. And now we have cell phones that are smaller, and you can download
Gee, I
files.
wonder where that technology.
Download files from the air. It's crazy, right?
Where that technology came from? I'm thinking kind of 1947.
Probably. Yeah. Pretty much.
Not found. Anyway, I love it.
I did want to remind you, anybody that had a question, if you'll make it all capitals, it's easier for us to find it.
For our Crone eyes to find it. So
Yeah.
please put emojis in all caps if you have questions. I do have a couple that I've marked when you all are ready.
There's one very top.
I know. All I have to do is what? Isn't there a way to hit the stars?
Yeah.
Yes, starred ones.
Yeah. Hit
You
the
ready?
starred ones, bring it up.
Can you see my starred ones?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, cool. Well, those are the two I've got so far
That we've spotted.
that I spotted anyway.
Yeah. As long as I prefer to have a real name so I can focus on the real name. Heather can focus too. Like last time you got something I didn't, which was important.
Well, with the three of us at work here, we should be able to come up with a little bit of info.
You're not using your real name. Who are they?
Well, Judith wants to know how long she's been here. Is that something you guys want to look at?
Whatever works.
And
Sure.
she's got her name. And Lady Soul, we need your actual name, sweetheart.
Yeah, just the first name, real name, it really helps. And it's like trying to tap into a nickname for me. I like to focus on a real name.
You can't. It's hard.
So thank you everyone for joining.
Thanks everybody for being here. Hi Ruth. Hi Epiphany. Janet P. Flowing. Jan's free. Epiphany and Noel. It's great to see you. Gobekli Tepe. That's what I was talking about. Indigo. It seems
Right.
that is
Yeah.
like older than some other things. And Mary Jo, she's here. MJ420.
MJ.
Okay.
Mary Jo. Well, that makes sense. Mary Jo.
And I thought it was Mary Jane.
Lady Soul is Esther.
Esther. Okay.
Esther. Okay.
Okay. So let's start with Judith. She came in
Judith?
first.
And she wants to know how long.
How long she's been here?
Judith. Esther. Lady Soul. Jan 3.
Oh, yours.
Sure.
Just put in your first name, as a question highlighted. It really helps to connect.
Next,
Because
okay,
we're trying to connect to, like I said, we're trying to connect to Akashic records and in the universe. So a real name is very helpful. Flowing, Janita. Jan's free is Janet.
got her. Did I miss somebody?
What, Tracy Ralph?
Tracy Ralph?
Unless she doesn't want to. She's in the chat.
Tracy? Oh, can you do Janita Easter, please?
Who that?
Janita Easter.
That's her name.
That's her name, Janita. I'm going to
Janita.
start her.
Oh, flowing? Yeah.
No. Janita Easter down at the bottom. I'm just trying to start, but it wants to run away. And did you say Tracy Ralph too? Does Tracy in?
If she wants.
He said,
Yeah, she said please.
yeah,
Nice.
we got it.
Well, flowing says her name is. Oh no, she said hi, Janita. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Got confused with the chat.
Okay, that's 2, 4, 5.
It all depends on the energy. This is tiring. It is tiring to try to tap in that deep.
Okay.
I can't remember how many we did the other weeks.
Well, let's just start with this 5 and see how we do. I don't want anybody to get too tired.
I mean, my energy will know when it's time.
What'd you come up with for being? She's been here a lot.
Who's that?
Heather's already done Judith.
Judith, yeah.
She's been working on Judith.
She's been here many times. She's reincarnated lots of times.
How many?
About 250.
What about you, Sharon Sipe? You're around everyone. That'd be wonderful to check into you.
Too? That would be fabulous. She never asked for anything.
I know, right?
Jan's free. We'll get to you. You're on the list. I've got Judith, Lady Soul, or Esther, Jan's free, Janita Easter, and Tracy Ralph so far. So if anybody else I missed, please put it in again. Oh, Sharon said okay. Okay, terrific.
Ooh. Whoop whoop. Thank you everyone for joining. This is a lot of fun.
Thanks, all of you guys.
Yes.
Ugh. The news is so sad with all the droughts going on. There's rivers and lakes drying up everywhere. Ugh.
Yeah, it is bad.
They're finding lots of cities and towns and
Bodies and cars and boats.
ships.
And stuff.
World War ships with ammo, live ammo.
Is that right? I haven't seen that one.
In Germany.
That's crazy.
They're from World War II. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do some cards for
I didn't know how to
Judith.
get a number with that.
I'm not going to get a number. I'm just going to see what it's like. So you want to start on Judith?
Can you put it up as a start?
Oh, how do I do that?
Go to the start and click on it.
Just start and click it. Okay, let me go back to that. Okay.
The name.
They're stars. There you go.
Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Where is it? Oh, there she is.
Jennifer Cooper.
That's not it either. Where did it go?
It's like it disappeared.
It's disappeared.
Judith. Oh yeah, I don't see Judith. Can you repost Judith if you're still here?
I can go up to the top.
Just put your name.
I found it. There we go. Sorry, folks.
Okay. Who else was it? Oh, Jennifer Cooper popped in. If you want to star that, if we can get to her.
Okay.
Okay. Judith Bowman. How long has she been here on Earth as a human soul?
I just looked at how many lifetimes she's had.
Who are you telling me to get?
Jennifer Cooper posted, she would love some insight into her past lives if I have time.
Okay, let's see if I can find her because I don't see Jennifer Cooper.
It was only a minute ago. Jeffrey just popped in. Okay. Judith.
Is she on Facebook? Because I'm not getting it.
Nope. She's in YouTube. 227. Be 327 your time. Only like 6 comments up.
Wow, that's bizarre. I've got Ruth, Poetic Justice, Janice P, Flowing, Chris M.K.
Go to the live chat. Are you in Starred?
I'm in live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she posted just a little bit ago.
Oh,
So
I see it up here. Okay, got it. It's just
I'm getting you an old soul. I'm getting you an old soul, Judith, about 20,000 years ago. So that would put you, a Lemurian, possible. Now I'm getting no. You haven't been in Atlantis, but you're definitely in Lemurian. You took a break. You took a break off planet. There was a little bit of conflicts I'm seeing. I don't think you liked wars. There was some fighting going on, I'm saying. I feel like a connection to India after you came back. So they were talking Sumerian, Mesopotamian energy. Those, you may have been a slave back then, helping build a society, it feels like. How many lives does Judas have? I'm not getting a lot of lives. Possibly like 180. I mean, that's a lot, but I mean, comparable to when your soul came down here, I'm sensing. So it feels like you spent more time away from planet Earth, because I'm sensing like you really were disgusted with all the fighting back then. You just want peace and harmony. I don't think you liked Egypt, the pharaohs and all that, so you kind of avoided that area too. This feels like you made your way west. Central Europe, over to England, and then you came over. I'm just being shown like a trajectory up to England area, and then so that's what I get for you as far as lives. Okay, let's ask how many male and female. Seems like I got a lot of female energy in you. Approximately like 110 feel female-ish compared to male. So you like being more on the feminine side, the love energy, more connected with children and helping. That's what I see for you, Judith, as far as your question. Anything to add, Heather?
Anything to add?
Any
Yeah.
adding senses?
I'm not an expert in doing this.
Well, it doesn't hurt to tap in and see what you get.
Yeah. Sometimes I get something. I didn't this time.
All good. All
All
right,
good.
blessings, Judith. It seems like to me I was sensing a lot of disgust for arguing and fighting and wanting to be in love much better.
I wonder if that resonates in this life. Does
What's
she?
that?
I wonder if that resonates with her in this life. Does she hate conflict? Like, did that carry over? It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Let us know.
If you're in the chat, love to know.
Yes. I got that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Then we've got Esther.
Lady Soul. That's Esther. Lady
I know
Soul.
exactly how you feel. That's mostly how mine are.
That you know about. But
That
there
I
must
know
I'd
about.
like to know a past life that ended in tragedy. Esther.
I thought a lot about this subject because Heather's had that experience with most of what she saw in a past life was tragedy and sad and very little joy. And I'm just wondering if that isn't a mess, what kind of message that is for you in this life to see that. What is that? What is that trying to say when they want to know what's the most important lives for them to have seen and they tap into tragedy? What's the message for people that really don't want to do any more past life regression because every time they do, it's sad. You know what I mean?
You're right.
What's
A lot of times I find it an explanation of how I feel, but it doesn't help.
I sense it's more of a learning. If you're getting the negative side of things, you haven't learned your lessons,
right?
right?
Kind of what
You
I
gotta,
was getting
you
to.
gotta take it head on and release it. So if you're getting a lot of negative messages of like, I died in a car crash or I died in, drowning, this, that, and everything, I was abused, whatever the case may be.
Or I
You,
served others every past life that I was in, so maybe I need to learn that lesson in this life and serve myself. Those kinds of things make sense.
yeah, you're just taking it in. You're taking abuse, and you need to cherish yourself and protect your own energy and let this negativity go. Don't accept other souls abusing you, walking on you.
Right.
It's not that you have to hate others or anything like that. I'm just saying it's like
Boundaries.
if some right, put up your boundaries. Put up your shield and like the soul is not my family. Step away.
Yeah.
So that just feels like you're just taking on all this negativity and keeping it, and it's repeating pattern, and it's like it love to self, and like you're out. Where it's a abusive spouse or a friend that just keeps using you. I need money. I need money. You loan it, never get paid back. I need money. You just keep going that pattern. Like
They have
no,
to break a karmic cycle.
yeah, it's a karmic cycle of negativity. So if you're getting all this negativity, possibly you're not letting it go. Figuring it out. They're like,
Because it keeps coming back till you do.
right. It's a
That makes sense.
a love myself feeling. But you're harboring the negative. You're harboring the pain. And it can lead to health problems too. And you just keep holding on to this pain of what you don't really remember, but you sense. So let's see what we can find for
result.
Answer here in that aspect.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, we're supposed to love other humans, other souls, but our soul comes first,
Well, you may
right?
not understand this, Scott, but as women, we're taught to treat others before ourselves. At least our generation was taught everybody else was more important than us. So we all have a bit of that in us. It's hard to love ourselves because we were taught to love everybody else. That
Right.
self was
It's
a
a vicious cycle.
selfish
I
act.
mean, I seen it with my grandmother. She
Mhm.
did everything for everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, she worked hard. She baked cookies for the kids. She made dinner for the family, and she still went out and helped make hay and everything. You know, and she ran to town to be part of the church fellowship. You know, and she made music with the harmonettes. You know, she did everything for everyone else. You know, and I can kind of see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my dad kind of did that to my mother. Well, you're supposed to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to give me children. You got to watch the kids. You got to help me too. Oh, you got to go and make extra money too.
Yeah.
And my mom got broken,
Yeah.
having children, doing everything. And it's like, when do I get to relax? Right.
It broke a lot of women.
So yeah, that seems to be a pattern. So I
Uh,
understand that pattern. Yep, yep.
So let's find a nice life
More
for
family is very painful, but I'm doing it. Oh, okay, yeah, so great. Just break the patterns. You know, I've seen that with other readings. It's like someone asked for, what do my spirit guides have to say? And like, I'd see someone, a cousin or whatever, it's like, you need to put up boundaries. This cousin or whoever it is really upsetting you by words or whatever, political, whatever it may be. You need to boundary that, send them away because it's affecting your soul and your psyche and it's irritating you. So whoever it is, family, whoever, boundary it.
let them go. Get some
Stay
boundaries.
stay in your love center. Yep, break the patterns. Lots of gaslighting, manipulation, come from families, and ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to drop the church too.
Yeah.
If you're getting it from the church, you don't need a church. Your spirit is here. Self.
And eternally connected, we have no reason to go to somebody else to find our peace. It's right here in our hearts. We're connected 100% to the divine, and all the church is a middleman with their hand out asking for money.
Correct.
Sorry, that's
If you feel, if
that's
you feel the,
opinion.
it comes to the point about handing money. I always carry a little bit of cash on me when I'm driving my route. And if God stops me or the spirits stop me at a stoplight and there's a homeless man asking for money or a homeless woman, and if it's perfect, I give. I just send me that sign. That's deserved. I feel it's deserved. I'm not going to go out of my way because I'm in traffic and whatnot. But if I come to a stoplight, I'm right there. I'm like, okay, this person needs it. This is deserving. So I have some cash ready, whatever it is.
It's beautiful.
I give it on the way. One day I only had a 20. I usually don't do 25, 10, but I had a 20. And I'm like, okay,
That hurt, but here.
that's the purpose. So
Yeah.
that's just the way I do it, you know. You know, sometimes at the store, they have um, the military groups, whatever, that for poppies, and
Hmm.
I always give if it's there. If I have it, I got to find cash if I don't. But you know, so that's your own choice there.
That giving that you're doing with from your heart, you're not
Yeah,
giving to get anything back. You're giving out of love.
right.
Giving out of
Just
love.
do it out
That's
of love.
how you do it. If you're looking to get some self satisfaction back from it, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons.
Correct.
You need to do it just like that. Just like that. That's beautiful.
All right.
So let's find
Back
something happy.
back to Akashic energy.
Lady soul. Who, Lady Soul, I really enjoyed your video with Jean yesterday. I think you're extraordinary and you have a really bright future ahead of you. And I believe that you are here for other star seeds to learn because you're so young. You'll bring them in,
Yeah, I
educate.
haven't seen that video. I did see she was on with Gene. I could catch that. But
I,
yeah,
I watched it.
ego flowing, yeah. Always good for your heart, but if you don't have it, you know, don't. I mean, if it's a dollar, that's fine. It's still
Yeah.
within your soul, you know. But we got to take care of ourselves. But if you have a little extra and you're blessed, you know, there's another. I love these stories. You know, it's just like it happens every once in a while. Um, I had a delivery. I'm going through the store and I needed to get something quick. You know, it was a bottle of water or whatever. So I'm walking out after my delivery. Got the check from the grocery store, and I seen this black man and his son, and I still had the money in my hand, my change. And I'm walking, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I gotta stop. I just gave the little boy the $5. Get yourself something nice, and I just kept on walking. You know, it's just those little things.
I love doing things like
I just
that.
felt like I needed to give the little boy a $5 bill. You know.
I'm reeling you back in so we can work on Miss Soul, Lady Soul. I'm reeling you in. Let's focus.
It's just the little stuff, you know.
It is the little stuff.
Right?
You
It's
have
it's just the random acts of kindness, you know. So anyway, that story popped in. I had to say
We're glad you did.
it. Okay. All right. Back to Acer. Where do we need to go? Um. Oh, she's an old soul like you, Miss Priscilla. She's in your range. We're pushing 30,000 years back. Oh, definitely. You've been around the block. Lemurian energy, Atlantis energy. Oh God, everywhere. Definitely in Egypt about 2000 BC, about the time of start when they actually started the pharaohs. You know the the dominant rule. You were back there. I'm seeing a wife. It didn't last long, but I'm seeing a pharaoh, one of the first pharaohs, and you were a wife of him. It didn't last long because he was cheating. You didn't want to take that. But I'm definitely seeing a wife. You weren't really revered, you know, because it's like the pharaohs didn't respect women at first. You know, there is some, but I'm sensing there wasn't respect. So you're like a showpiece. And but then all the, you know, what do you want to call them, harems, whatever. They just used women, right? You weren't respected, so you went on your way. Um, oof. I don't want to say this, but here's a negative part. Once the pharaoh was done with you, you were executed. This is what I'm being seen.
Yeah, let's find
Right?
out.
Bummer. Well, yeah.
But it's a lesson of who you need to trust. But you're kind of family conned into it, kind of feeling. But everything's a learning lesson. So let's go on elsewhere. Um, God, I am seeing a lot of fabulous places for you, even in Roman emperor times. You've been there too. Um,
Was she a seer or anything in these lives?
oh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it feels like you never learned your lesson. I'm seeing the same patterns. You were a wife, and a lot of female energy. You were a wife and subservient. and never worked out well. So I think this time around, you really, from these patterns I'm picking up, you need to stand in your power, be with self, and not accept these negative energies in your life. It just feels like it. This is probably why you were getting this, because you're repeating these patterns of negativity and being subservient and never getting respect in your life. So let's go with seers. Okay. Ask her, how many times were you a seer? I'm getting about 10. About 10 times you've been a seer. Actually, you've been a better seer as a male. I'm getting like 8 times throughout your soul that you've been a seer and psychic, but you've been better as a male because you felt more dominant. You felt more relaxed. You felt better in society. Some reason they're putting it in my mind about the old this old stories about witches being burned at the stake and crucified for what they believed, whatever. You were able to escape that as a male, what I'm sensing, because you have more power and dominance. You didn't use any wickedness, but because of your power and truth you had, you were able to escape this kind of persecution. But the times you were a female, you were totally like hung at the stake and burned and all that stuff, right? That negativity, because you didn't have your power as a female. So I think it's the dominance that you need to figure out and take your power now. Just release it all. It's like,
Needs to.
I am this human. I am this powerful person. We live in, we want to live in love and respect for other souls. But there comes a time, you don't have to hurt other people. That's not what I'm saying. It's just we can be our own person and be in power. You know what I mean? Not accept people to run over you, or scam you by taking your credit card, that kind of feeling. Stand in self. Because you were more powerful as a man because of society. But when you were a female, you didn't understand it. You couldn't find your power. This is why you're getting so much past life negativity. When you've experienced so much in so many powerful places, but you've always been placed as a person of subservient. So you understand what I'm saying? I just see so much weakness, so much sadness, so much not able to get anything done because I'm not good enough. You had those glimpses of when you were a male and you had it all. You had power, you had guidance, you were great. Good lives. So I think I just really sense that this is, why.
I'm getting that she needs to activate her divine masculine and balance that out with her divine feminine.
Yes.
Learn to speak her truth and create boundaries. Those are my messages.
Let it go. I mean, like, God, I can't remember that word. I heard that the other day. And not just let it go, but someone said it. Oh, I was on with. Oh, it was last night on Sherry's live. Someone mentioned that they. Wish I remember the word now.
It'll come to you.
They just let it go. They just. Succumbed or to the whatever the outcome may be. Just forgive and release. But the word was good. I just can't pick it right now.
It'll come to you.
But that's all it is. Just succumb to the process. What will be, will be. Don't stress about it all. It's something like that. So yeah, she said she felt like that her whole life.
Aww.
Standing in power and release and tapping into your male femininity
The divine
and, you,
male.
and you'll feel better because you had that male dominance in you, but that female side of being weak and being controlled just holds on.
It sure does. There's a lot of women that message was for. a
Yeah,
lot, a lot of women that message was.
yeah. Like Heather said, surrender and let go. It's like that could be the word, but it felt like something else. I think it was a C word, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, surrender and let go.
That's it.
Surrender to the process. Don't hold on to the anxieties or don't hold on to you know, people talking bad about you or whatever it is.
Right.
It's like someone wants to rumor about you or whatever. It's like talk to the hand. I'm not having it.
I
Talk to the hand.
haven't heard that in years.
Block them.
Okay.
So that feels like your message today, but I do believe that, what people are getting for you, Esther, is something like that. There is a lot of hardships you've dealt with.
Well, I think
Impact.
the reason she's getting that is the most important message for her to receive at this time is to stand back, take your power back, surrender to the divine, and do your thing and forget what anybody else has to say about it. Because they
Correct.
don't know talking about it. They only know what's right for them. So that's the message. For anybody
Yep.
that's getting negative lives, that's really hitting hard. It's because you haven't figured it out. Now's the time to figure it out. You've got the power
Yep.
now. We all have the power to change that right now. So good
Yep.
luck, Soul. I know you can do it.
Lady Soul, yeah. You had all these messages before when you tapped into it. You just didn't understand why all the negative.
Yeah.
Because you haven't released the negative. So that's the message today we figured out, hopefully.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. You don't have to be a bad, evil person because we're supposed to love all souls. But all souls don't vibrate with us. So,
But we can love them unconditionally from afar.
yes. Yes.
And 2,000 miles works great for me.
I love you. See ya.
Exactly. Thanks, Scott. That was brilliant. Okay, we have Jan's Free is next. If you want to take a moment, let's see. Do we have any?
Janet. Okay, we got Janet.
A little coffee, let's ring a little bell.
That might do it. Janet. Yeah. Maybe I'll just try the whole how many lives and whatnot first.
It's okay. Everybody has an off day.
Who's off? Heather feeling a little off today?
Well, Heather's had an off day today. Life is
Balance the energy.
Hmm?
Balance the energy, bring it in.
That's right. Deep breath.
Everyone has off days. The full moon affecting you or anything? When
Is
was
it
that?
moon? I thought it was a new moon.
Or is it? Oh, actually, yeah, there's a new moon coming up.
Like in the
The
next.
full moon was kind of early. Yeah, Nancy Jean and I were talking about a little bit about the energies flowing, but actually these energies have not affected me since my birthday.
Interesting.
That's cool.
I know. And she was talking about numerology and everything. And I'm in my seven year now, and I'm very seven dominant. So many things happen with seven. But every like full moons, new moons, solar flares, everything, it just felt off. I'm like, I can't read. I got to cancel or whatever,
That's actually kind of how she's feeling right now.
Yeah, so there's just an energy out there that's kind of blocking you. You can't break through. It's all good.
Just let it go.
It'll pass.
It definitely will.
But I'm just happy those senses and these energies in the atmosphere have left me. It was really weird at times. Little not anxiety, but just know I'm off.
Right.
And more tired and whatnot. But then once that new moon, full moon passes, I'm all good again. I'm back, but I'm glad it since May it hasn't affected me.
Oh, that's good. Tracy Ross says that it was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It was
New moon
yesterday.
yesterday. Is that what it was? I gotta watch that. Have any? Oh, yeah, I've hit Sylvia twice on these lives. Regular guest. So anyway, Janet, we gotta go back to Janet.
We got to go back to
Janet's free, Janet. I'm sensing, Janet, you're a little bit younger than the rest of us. You're like a mid soul. I'm sensing mid soul. You know, not a young soul, not an old soul, but you're in the groove. Um, Generally, these older souls have been around the block. Are Lemurians, Atlanteans, and all these little civilizations. But I'm sensing like you kind of came in when the expansion started of all these other civilizations popping up. So I'm guessing maybe approximately 14,000. So you came in later. You're like part of the new generation. Um, Feels like you're just breaking about 100 lives, a little bit over. I'm sensing more masculine energy, approximately 60 to 40, more male. So, where is Janet? What do we need to know about Janet? Janet, where are you from currently, or where were you born? I just kind of wonder where you're born first, because I'm sensing like a Georgia energy. Are you from the South or been in the South? For some reason, like all these civilizations, that they want to bring me back to the States.
Interesting. She was born in California, Oakland, California.
Born in Oakland. Any family from out east? So it's obviously not too recent. Anyway, I'm just gonna say what it is, but it's kind of like I'm getting the sense of the sharecroppers. You know, the slave trade. You know, and bosses, whatnot. So this is back probably 1700s or so. Just cousins in Detroit. For some reason, their soul's been there, so I'm sensing a lot of abuse. You know, like you worked yourself to the bone. I don't know why this is coming up, but they're just showing me this. Because I was getting Georgia. Georgia on your mind. I kind of heard the song Georgia on your mind. Whatever, but. So I'm seeing the cotton and all that stuff. So I sense an improvement from there. Um, do you have problems with your cousins? So I think your cousins were there too. They were actually authority figures above you. Um,
She has cousins in Detroit.
yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm showing like there was authority figures above you who are in your family. And it's people you had to deal with and face with, but they came back from this other life because you worked hard. You were in the fields and all that, you know, basically a slave kind of person. But these people that were above really made your life hard. So it kind of continued, and it feels like cousinly. So it's kind of like a soul contract, sensing that these people that come back alive that can be authoritative over you a little bit, or like they know it all, we don't communicate. All right.
Yeah.
Just remember, these people you don't communicate with, or anyone you had a problem with, make sure you let that contract go. Send them love and light. You're my family, whatever, I wish the best for you. So just release them. Finish it. I mean, if you have any contact at all, let's say Facebook, communications, family reunions, it feels like you just need to go up to them and, your family, give them a hug. My soul loves you, whatever it is, because these things that come back through things like that, if you don't finish the contract and make sure your soul, love and light, and show you care, whether you agree with them or not, that's not the point. It's not the linger, that negative energy that someone has put on you, and carry it. So I think this is the message. It's just cousins, everyone. I mean, I had a cousin, disagreed on politics big time. He called me this, that, and the other name, and I released him from my life. I just couldn't deal with it, you know. And the man, he was born 6 days before me. He's now dead. No one would say anything. Chinese descent, mostly families. I mean, we could be anything. You know, we can be a black man, we can be a Chinese man, woman. We're just souls bouncing in around to any agreement. But some reason I was seeing Georgia and all that sharecroppers. It doesn't matter. But I think this is the process. So my cousin's wife will not say. It's all secret. How he died, what happened. I mean, I had the sense of it. It was either COVID death because he was a denier, or he committed suicide. His attitude changed big time, but I just sent him on my. I mean, we did stuff together as kids. We spent time together, and it was sad. And all of a sudden, he's blaming me that I changed because I don't support lies, but he couldn't see it. you know. So I just had enough. I blocked him on Facebook, sent him a love and light. Be good with your life.
That's the
Like I
best
said,
thing to do. People
the whole family would not say what happened to him. There was no funeral. They had a celebration later, months later, at his birthday. But he's gone. So I feel like I released that contract because I'm like, I'm not going to deal with you, but I sent you love and light. You be on your way as a soul. It's
you
not
can do
part of me.
that. You can also
Right.
cut cords. You can do cord cutting and get rid of those attachments
Yeah.
like that.
So it's like everyone in our lives, soul family, current family, we've been around the block together. If we have
More than
problems,
once normally, probably usually many
yeah,
times.
more than once. Either we just love each other so it ain't much, we're gonna come back, or we got an issue to take care of. You know, when I did my um the conscious reading for um I'm losing train of thought of who I'm talking to. It was dragonfly crystals that I did the Akashic for her. And her current husband, I was getting that he's like the cleanup soul. You go through your life problems, but he comes back to you again to be your love mate for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. Valerie. Valerie's her name. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, there's people that come through to, enjoy, we have many souls that come around. Life or long, soulmates, whatever, life or longer, friends, it doesn't matter. Pets, they're all soulmates. But like we said with her, she goes through her struggles and has her kids or whatever, and then all of a sudden, you release everything from the past, and then here comes this soul to rescue you for the rest of your life, and you guys are perfect together.
Well, that's not a rescue if you've already taken care of your stuff.
You're right. You take care of your stuff, you go through things, but so that's what I'm kind of sensing here. It's just all about you needing to finish the contract with people you have problems with. And it felt like distantly to me. Moving through so many energies, not how to get lost. Very true, Tracy. I mean, it is complicated. It is complicated when you love people and care for people and it's not vibing. But I just really sense you don't want to leave things unsaid, unfinished. Especially close relationships, set them free. Just don't hang on to the regret or hang on to the anger.
If you're hanging on to the anger, all you're doing is letting them live in your head and drive you crazy.
Right.
Hurting them one damn bit. Let people that are ugly go.
Right.
Your life, because it only hurts you.
That's all about our learning process.
That's right. I hope that makes sense for you, Jansfree. I hope that resonates.
Yeah, I hope you too. That was fun. Gosh. We're giving a lot of psychological questions and actually reading.
Interesting, though, isn't it? Different.
Yeah.
Okay, let me hide her. Oops, sorry. I want to go to, this is Janita Easter is next. And Janita is
Thank you, Ruth. Like and subscribe.
I like that, Juno. What you think of me?
Think of me as none of your concern.
That's good. I finally learned that lesson.
I like me.
I do too. I like me. Yeah, resentment's a hard one.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, it just feels like you just, every soul you meet and deal with, if you leave it angry and get all mad about it, or if it happens to come in, if you feel a negative energy towards someone else, especially family or a close friend that went bad, just make sure you cut it. Send them love. Because that can linger for another time and cause you more pain.
Yeah, you just come back the next time. As you can tell, from miserable life after miserable life after miserable life, if you don't get the message, you keep doing it again. That's enough right there to scare me.
I don't want to do it again. I want to be happy goat.
Yeah.
I want to have it all. I want to be happy.
I'm happy. Okay, let's see what we can find out about Janita Easter.
Janita, that's her real name?
That's her real name.
That's always bonus. Janita. I'm getting a pretty young soul for you, too. Approximately 10,000 years. after the restart. Sensing under 100 lives. So you got work to do unless you work it now. So it's relatively young soul. I think the youngest one I've ever sensed was maybe 4,000. That was pretty young. Pretty young start.
Well, can we clarify old souls and new souls? To me, we're all old souls. We've all been around since the beginning of time as part of.
Oh, correct. I'm talking about Earth.
But Earth souls, I just wanted new to Earth. You could have
New
been
to Earth.
any other galaxy or any other planet, but this is talking about Earth lives.
Right. I'm concentrating on Earth lives.
Earth lives.
Yeah, because this is the hardest thing we'll ever have to do.
They say this
It's,
is the most difficult place to incarnate,
everything's
but that could be humans saying that.
much easier.
So I don't know.
I've never really sensed any male female dominance, like huge difference. It's always within pretty close, within 10. Just a little bit more dominant. Again, I'm sensing like a 60-40 kind of feeling. Dorita. Female-ish, a little bit more female. They're bringing me to the Eastern Bloc, meaning I can't think of the country, but it's like Czechoslovakia, around Germany, all those. They feel a little bit Russian, that kind of, like dictator type feeling. And this is long ago. It's not bringing up anything early. So this is long ago. This is, I don't know why they're going back this far, but I'm getting like 1300. You were a male. And you were kind of a dictator. So I'm sensing a lot of male energy, a lot of somewhat military, but not. I don't know what this is. It feels more like a group, like a ISIS kind of group. You're not a good person. I don't know why they're going back here, but just curious of your history. If you had any energy of Russia or whatever, I can't remember it's not Poland, Estonia. There's one of those areas up there, but it definitely feels communist. And so, what does this mean to have to learn? I'm just curious if you have authority issues, possibly.
Can you answer that in the chat, please, Janita?
Janita, because it feels like here you had control, right? And you had power over people. You were the boss, and it kind of relates to now that if someone you don't like, you really, really don't like when people tell you what to do.
She says yes, but fear of
authority. It feels like that's your karma, that because of this person you were, now you have this fear. It's kind of reversed. Just remember, it's okay that you don't have to have fear. It's just your lesson that you get this little more anxiety of being, scolded or told what to do, whatever it is, Keep working on this process of learning how to accept or stand up for yourself in a way. Like if you know you did a good job, you don't have to make it argumentative, but just psychologically turn it to a point like, okay, if that's how you feel, but I really did feel like I did a good job. What did I do wrong? How can I improve? So you make it nice, and then the authority figure is kind of like, oh, well, I just like you to do it this way instead. Don't take the authority as a crush or a slam on you, your soul, or whatever. Even personal relationships, just it feels like now, and it relates to that you just want to, if someone yells at you, you want to just run and hide and like, I'm not going to deal with it. Just try to change that habit. That
karmic issue. It's another karmic issue. Yeah.
It's a karmic issue that it's not a big deal. No one likes to get yelled at, but just to stand in your power and like, I did a good job. I don't get this. Just confront it. And you do that more and more and more, you'll have balance within your workplace or family or whatever. So cool.
That's brilliant.
Glad that makes sense and great.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet. Love it. Blessings to you, Janita. I love it.
Please.
We've been everything. We have been everything. We've been beaten down. We've been great people. We've been seers. We've had peasants. Everything.
Everything.
Everything. If you don't have been everything and done everything and been in an accident or committed suicide, you don't learn a thing. It's when you haven't done everything that's the issue. You haven't dealt with it. And then you're a bad person yet. Look at our last administration. There's a lot of them in there. Their karma's going to come when justice comes knocking.
We're not going there.
No, I know. It all relates with good and bad people,
Absolutely.
But remember, it's not the people. They're just shells. It's their souls learning an experience, and this is where they're driven to. So even though we see crazy, we just go, love and light. Love and light.
Or like the face palm. Face palm.
Yeah. We know better, right? But all right. Tracy Ralph.
Oh, I love it. I hope that resonated, Janita.
I gotta be on a show sometime with Tracy. She's getting out there.
I think Tracy needs to be on our show too.
I know, right? Jump on it, Tracy.
Earth Life is really a school. It certainly is.
Earth Life is a big school. Yes, it is.
That's all it is school, really. When do we get to graduate?
We don't.
We'll just keep going.
Unless you finally say, I've had enough and I want to go to this other planet and be good to go.
I want to go to the Orange Planet.
Yeah, you've been there.
I want to go back. I don't remember the Orange Planet.
I know, that's what they showed me. I guess this is an inside secret. You have to figure it out.
No, he
when you watch the video, but anyway, when I looked at deep, It's a lot different when you have other energies in. So when you're one-on-one, there's a little more focus. But when I did the Akashic check with Priscilla here, I was, because you were questioning all about a creator. Am I a creator? What's going on with a creator? So I went to this galaxy, like three galaxies away, and there's this orange hue. So, like, if say you look at the Earth, you see clouds, whatever, over, but it's like this orangish covering, like the atmosphere, whatever, is orange. So they're showing me it's orange, and it's not a very vibrant planet because I wasn't really seeing a lot of growth or water or anything. It was really fascinating, but I'm like, there's a lot of souls there, but they all look like they were robots. Like the souls is attached to these robot entities, shells, but they were creating, DNA tests and ships and whatever the case may be. But it was really strange. But it was a, a great time and what do you want to call it? Using your ingenuity, but it was all about soul life. Because you have this shell that's just working to do things that you control, but you don't eat, you don't
So
really, you just have this soul experience sharing with other souls, but you have these robotic bodies, and you create whatever it is. You create a being, create a spaceship, or you create an insect, or whatever it is. It felt really good. Techno souls, yeah. Kind of like Jenny said, they're like techno souls. It was really weird.
I love that.
That's a good one. But it was just
Question about the robot bodies. Were they like metal type robot bodies, or did they look like
no,
humanoid
no. They
bodies?
felt like they were organic, kind of, but they didn't need fluid,
Food.
like blood or whatever.
Yeah.
They
Cool.
felt organic, not like metal, not like the Terminator or anything like that.
Right. Interesting.
It was weird, and like I couldn't even guesstimate how far away it was, but the only hit I got was like it was 3 galaxies away. But it was like that made sense the way you were getting before. I'm like, I'm some kind of creator. It's like you're a creator of everything because you had that experience.
Bizarre.
But yeah, it's fascinating. But Tracy, you're an oldest soul I've found so far. I'm getting like 40,000 years ago. You're an old one. On Earth. I'm talking Earth. What did I say for you, Priscilla? It was about 30?
You know,
30?
I can't remember. I didn't write anything down. I
Yeah.
have to watch the video again.
I think it was about that. But as far as Earth, generally these people have been around the block there, but definitely. 40. Definitely Lemurian energy. You were there many, many lifetimes. It's almost like you created the civilizations within Lemuria. I think you were in government there. Like you established rule, you established the societies. You were like
Wow.
the Nancy Pelosi of the Democrats, right? There's a lot of you may have even been an extraterrestrial guiding with knowledge. Because I'm seeing like a high figure, and then they're showing me coming down from the sky. So I think you may have been what they may have considered an angel, star people, kind of like that. But you helped create Lemuria. I'm really getting that strongly. You were there many, many lifetimes. Um,
Me too, Tracy Ralph.
so definitely you have wisdom. you can tap into that. You can meditate on it, whatever, but you have serious Lemurian energy. So then, after you left there, I'm seeing only one life in the Atlantean time. You seen where that was going, and you wanted nothing to do with it. It's kind of like you had these powers or foresight. It's like, this is not the way I wanted to go. So it's kind of like, let's say this current time, you could foresee how the 45 administration was going to go. I want nothing to do with it, right? So I'm only saying like one lifetime in Atlantean time, because you've seen the destruction, you've seen the ego, you've seen the power. You didn't want nothing to do with that. You loved creation. You loved guiding people. You're a very good communicator. You're a very good leader. But there's been times where you, in other lives, had pressure on yourself where you didn't want to be a leader. You were scared of it. You're a natural born leader. I'm seeing this big time. But these other times you're creeping in where you're like, I don't want to. I'm just feeling this. I don't want to. And these are all these other times where you were placed as a subservient person and you didn't think you had it in you. And this was going, yeah, so I'm sensing like the Pakistan area. I can't remember what civilization was started up there, but there's like a Pakistan area, and I'm seeing slavery. And so you got when you had all these lives of brilliance and dominance, then you got slapped down a little bit. There's like slavery, you're building, and you took this to heart. It's like, oh, I wish I could do more, but I can't. So then you're building yourself up again. You're telling me you had a lot of children. There was times where you decided you just wanted to be a mother. Some a male, but mostly a female energy of having children. You had lives where you were popping out 8 kids. Just you love children. You may not had a lot now, but I'm sensing in your past you did. I don't know how many you had now, but I'm sensing less now. So what's important? What's important? What's important?
She says she loves little peoples.
Cool. I'm getting like, so I'm asking what's important. So I'm getting like near the border of like France and Paris. 17 to 1800s. I'm feeling you're artistic. So the biggest thing in here is to tap in, to surrender to your artistic self and be that creator again. It feels like you're holding yourself back and you haven't blossomed. There's something about being artistic and you need to blow. You need to blossom. So that's what your message is. There's some kind of, I don't know what artistic flavor was going on in the late 1700s, but it feels like France and Spain area, but on the border. But some kind of renaissance going on, but bring out your artistic self and just let it flow. No fear. Let go. Be that creator, leader.
Lovely.
Cool, Tracy. That's what I got.
Do we have time for one more? You think
1:30. Yeah, probably only one more.
one more? That would
That
be.
one was kind of deep.
You think?
I don't know. I'm feeling that one.
Are you good?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna do Sharon next then.
Sharon. Oh yeah, we gotta do Sharon. Sorry, Jennifer. I had Jennifer written down, but
Jennifer and Chris.
we're already an hour and a half.
Remember,
Yep.
he'll be back. We'll be doing this again in September and October. We're already have that in the schedule. So
Like the 24th of September or something like that.
it's 23rd of September and maybe the
It's always around the 23rd, the third or fourth week. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what we're doing it. Yeah. Get energy back.
Ooh, I love that one.
Yeah, I like bigger bells. This is handcrafted in Nepal.
Beautiful. Mine is straight from Pier 1.
Oh, our lovely Sharon site. Let's just start out with Earth lives and go from there. It seems to help kind of tap in a little more instead of just going to a life like I've done the other for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get a habit, I guess, of finding a rhythm, of sensing.
Yeah, whatever works best. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Sharon types guides. So I'm getting again like Janita, kind of young, like 15,000 years ago. I mean, technically not young, but
It's like,
you know what I mean. It's less lives to learn, and I'm definitely sensing right off the bat. You try to please everyone and help everyone, and don't give back to yourself enough. I'm definitely hearing this right away.
I think that's
It's not a bad thing, but it's like make sure you take time for self. So at 15,000 years, I'm sensing again about 110 more female energy. About 70 to 40, quite a few more females. You really, I'm not sensing any military type conflict things because if I'm sensing you do not like, I mean, like really bad. It wouldn't even interest you at all, like with military action, like the thought of having to kill someone else, in battle and whatnot. So it's like, no, it's like, no. I'm just wondering if you ever had any military background or family or whatever, but it feels like it really disgusts you. 15,000. To me, I'm sensing being a psychic or a seer has never been part of your plan. You've always wanted to be. I think it just really goes with what you're doing now, being part of the crowd, being accepted, kind of feeling. Always interested, but never wanting to take charge of, being responsible for your actions of being a seer. I'm sensing a lot of, let's say, I'm getting the reference of, I want to be in the school board, but I don't want to be the president, right? Those kind of things. I want to be part, but I don't want to be the president. You know, a lot of that sensing. Um, I want to be part of a business and help it grow, but I don't want to be the owner. You know, a lot of that sensing energy. Um, but I do sense a lot of ancient crafting, making of products, and um, some agriculture. I think you've been around these ancient civilizations, and I am getting that area of like Mesopotamia area, like with India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, way back when, 8,000 years ago, whatever, close to. But I'm sensing a lot of learning and lonely time. So even though our soul comes down to Earth, we can be plants, we can be insects, we can be animals. I'm sensing a lot of animals. It's like you want to be an animal over a human. Um,
There's something innocent about that.
yeah, it's very innocent. It's short. It's learning, but that's the same thing with an animal. You're not the leader. If you're a dog, you have a master, right? You're you're subservient to the master, or you love your master, but you're never the leader. So I'm sensing a lot of, like you were a pet a lot, or you're just a wild animal, or you're
What's the message in that, Scott? What do you think that is? It sounds like she's been doing exactly what she wanted to do.
right. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just
No.
explaining the reasons why she may be.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. You don't have to be a business owner. You don't have to, you can find your tribe without being a owner or a leader or anything.
Absolutely.
I'm just going with I'm sensing. It's definitely not a bad thing. You know, but if you sense, but Sharon, if you sense things that you want to change, you can do it. You find, wolf pack. You can stay in your flow, however you want to do it. But really haven't seen this before. But like I said, instead of having a lot of lives way back when, you decide to be part of Earth. You know,
Beautiful.
as,
Did you
as a
really?
plant, as a flower, as a volcano, whatever it may be. A cheetah, a bison, a pet. You know,
Cool.
and then you're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna start being human. But then I'm like, I kind of like just being part of the pack and not in charge. You know, I don't want to be the one that gives people readings or predicts the future.
Right.
I want to be part of the future. Those kind of senses. But I sense a lot of, love of creation and children and all that. So, I mean, but it can be also a little bit of a downfall. I mean, when you don't have a lot of leadership abilities or been in that position, it can make you weaker within community or within family because you don't really take charge. There's some times in our lives we need to just put our foot down. I'm like, no, this is insanity.
Yeah.
We can do it this way. For if you're, let's just give an example. You have this family member that wants to have a big party during the middle of a dangerous pandemic. You know, you could have stepped up and say, no, I'm not affecting my family. We'll do it next year or whatever it may be. Just an example, but it could be just a little trait that you've developed from all these times to be a little more assertive, but your path has been a beautiful soul. There's nothing wrong with that. But you find your tribe. It feels like you always find your tribe. You're in your wolf pack, or you're in your saber-tooth tiger pack, or you're in your row of bushes if you were a bush or a flower.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. But it's just that's what I'm sensing with your flow of how you've evolved.
I think that's beautiful. Always loving and caring and being a part of whatever pack she's in.
Definitely.
She's
I
certainly.
didn't see her comment, so hopefully we gotta let her know to come back if she's hanging out yet or whatever.
I don't see anything yet. Can you respond, Sharon, if you're still here? She's so busy. She may have popped
Yeah,
out.
she's probably on another live
Mm-hmm.
moderating or something, but
Yeah, I'm sure she is. While we're waiting for her, why don't we think about pulling a card for everybody for the rest of for next week or whatever? If you're through with Sharon,
yeah.
because I don't think we have time for any more. With
Oh,
and I
she
don't.
did pop in. Hey Sharon. Blessings.
I hear she's here. I hope
Like
that
I was just listening.
of course. What have you got up next, Scott?
Tuesday? Going with dragonfly crystals Tuesday
Ooh,
on her channel.
you're doing that every Tuesday now, aren't you?
Yeah, we're gonna try to do that every Tuesday.
That's fun.
Try to, whatever comes up, whether it's political, spiritual, whatever. Decide to name it transcendental.
Tuesdays, I like that.
Transcendental.
Transcendental.
So basically, transcend higher. Try to
Mhm.
inspire and transcend. So
I love that. That's what we're all doing. Hopefully,
that's the plan, right? Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll each do a card for the week.
Message for the week.
Yep, I'm using my Ancestors and Angels Oracle cards. They're by what's his name, Kyle Gray. I love them. They're beautiful. You guys, everybody, thank you for joining us today. It's always so much fun when Scott pops in. And
Yay.
we're going to do it, like I said, once a month, like the third weekend of the month. Because isn't October your daughter's due? Or is it September?
Her due date is November 5th.
Oh, November 5th. So
That's pretty close.
yeah.
Yeah.
A little Scorpio
So
baby.
once you're 2 weeks prior or whatever, I was 2 weeks early.
Right.
So you never know.
Another beautiful Scorpio child.
So it could be having her live and I get a phone call. My daughter's having a baby. I gotta go.
I love it. You guys, thanks so much for being here. We're going to draw. Each of us are going to do a card of the week for the week ahead. Heather and I are going to be out of town next week. We'll be back on the 6th with a show on tapping. So that should be fun. But we're going to Maine for the week. I've never been, so I'm looking forward to it.
Maine.
Yes, we have.
You're up in Heather's territory.
Yeah, that's right. She said she lived up there. Are you talking about Heather Chrysalis?
Heather Jaguar. Yeah.
Heather Jaguar.
She changed her name. Yeah, but Heather. It may be Massachusetts, but it's northeast.
It's up there.
Okay. I usually, for multiple messages, I usually grab the Fairies Tarot by Doreen Virtue. I always love that one. She got good messages on that. I'm trying to sense what the meaning is here.
Well, this card is perfect, actually. It's the Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. If that's not what we've been talking about all day.
Oh, definitely.
Let yourself be loved.
It kind of felt like a theme.
It was today. It really was.
Yeah. It feels like a theme where what came in with a couple Akashic reads.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got the Five of Winter starting first. That's the Five of Swords. It's kind of about letting go of everything that's dysfunctional to you.
That's
The Five of Swords. And then we have the Sun coming in, and that comes everything good. So once you release that dysfunction, you have everything that's good. The light comes in. So I think that's the way it kind of floated. The way I do it, I just kind of shuffle a little bit, and then I just pick the card where I sense I need to, pull off the deck to split it. But the Sun also is about gratitudes and blessings in life. So when you release this bad stuff, we have gratitude, we have happiness,
And be thankful for the lessons those bad things taught you.
Yes.
And this card,
Thankful for the lessons of other souls, definitely.
Okay.
this card kind of goes with both of those. It's at the garden gate. You can't probably tell it because of the background. But it's a girl standing at the garden gate looking out. And she's in a very safe place. And what she's looking at is abundance if she moves on.
If she steps through that gate.
If she steps through the gate. So
Beautiful.
if she lets go of all the stuff that she's familiar with, which is what you're talking about, and she's looking at abundance.
Perfect.
That's where she's going towards.
Beautiful messages. Went right along with everything today. So I hope you guys have all had a great time today, because we certainly appreciate you being here.
I had a great time. It's always great to tap in.
And we love having you with us, Scott.
Thank you so
When
much.
are you getting back? When are you getting back?
The 5th, and we'll be live on the 6th.
When are you taking off?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
So Tuesday through
Monday.
Yeah.
Safe travels. You driving or flying?
We're flying.
Flying.
It's too far to drive.
Yes.
What souls are you meeting up there?
What's
have
going on
friends.
up there? We have some friends that
Snowbirds
that come down here in the winter, and
Mhm.
so we're going up to visit them in the summer.
Great. Enjoy.
It was. There are pandemic friends. During the pandemic, we had a little pod, and we would do Sunday dinners every Sunday. We would get together outside and do, because you can do that in the winter here. And we would have Sunday dinners together. And after a couple of years, we're still doing those Sunday dinners.
We're still doing this.
We don't always cook. Sometimes we call in stuff, but we're still doing the Sunday dinners with our little pandemic
Friends.
groups.
Right. My close ones that stay with us.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was a tribe. It ended up being a tribe that
There were
happened during
certain people
shutdown.
that would get together so that they didn't miss everybody else they're used to seeing.
It got lonely when you couldn't
Yeah.
travel or see your family. So it was great. We had a great time doing that.
So I got
buddy,
just an FYI, I got Jennifer Cooper locked in my mind because we owe her someday.
okay, well, let's put her down for the next show.
In a
Yeah.
month, or if I see you on Tuesday, I'll try to hit that during your Tuesday show. But that's on Valerie's channel.
Guys, if you really want to know about your past life stuff, just email Scott. I think his email's in the description. Email him and set up a reading. He's phenomenal, and you'll learn a lot about yourself, I promise. And you don't have to wait till next month
Or 6 months.
or 6 months or whenever we get together again.
Whenever it works out, right?
I'm going to say goodbye. Love
Hit the
and
like.
light to all,
Love and light to everybody.
and thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.
Love you all.
Bye-bye.